All right, we're live.
Audio Jungle.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review, where we come to you live, Jody, live from Mott Branch Library to talk about the things that we've done last week, some of the things that we're working on right now, and a few things that we've got coming up in the future. What we're going to do right now is have our intro video play. That way you can like, share, and comment. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. We'll be right back.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, the other thing that we've got to come to see now that many of us didn't see too well during the last 10 years, that is that racism
Not guilty.
is still alive in American society and much more widespread.
Broke his neck after Baltimore police.
A handful of protesters, a handful of criminals and thugs who...
Many in moments of anger, many in moments of deep bitterness, engage in riots. And as long as America postpones justice, we stand in the position of having these recurrences of violence and riots over and over again. Social justice and progress are the absolute guarantors of riot prevention.
Mr. Gray's death was a homicide.
The Negro was freed from the bondage of physical slavery.
The athletes marched onto a stage.
But at the same time, the nation refused to give him land to make that freedom meaningful. Freedom without land to cultivate. Freedom and famine at the same time.
And create jobs for our people.
The Negro is to be free. He must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful. Individually, we are poor when you compare us with white society in America. We are poor. Collectively, we are richer than all the nations in the world with the exception of 9. That's power right there if we know how to prove it. We begin the process of building a greater economic base. And at the same time, we are putting pressure where it really hurts. We don't have to argue with anybody. We just need to go around to these stores and to these massive industries in our country. Say, God sent us by here to say to you that you're not treating his children right. We come by here to ask you to make the first item on your agenda fair treatment where God's children are concerned. Now, if you're not prepared to do that, we do have an agenda that we must follow. And our agenda calls for withdrawing economic support from you. We mean business now, and we are determined to gain our rightful place in God's world.
All right, once again, we're back. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review, where we come to you live from my branch library. I'm Brother Washington Muhammad, one of the co-founders of CSRN, along with Mike Leonardi and Jabril Bey, and also an active and registered member of the Nation of Islam here. And if you drove by our mosque on Brown in Nebraska, it might look like a car ran right through it. And we're in the process, Jody, of getting that together. And right now we're meeting temporarily at the Padua Center. We're going to talk about the Padua Center later on. What am I wearing? Today I've got on my Argyle sweater, V-neck sort of thing. All right.
At least it's not a quarter zip.
Yeah, well, I got a couple of those. I just figured out, I had to ask my sons, okay, what is that? Is that, I thought it was a pack of weed or something. All right. What is a quarter zip? And like, Dad, you're wearing, that's all you got is quarter zip. Oh, okay. All right. So that's what they're doing. I've got my black hat on and I've got my glasses, my black rim glasses from Optical and Twix in between. So if you see my sister, Krista Moncrief, in her optical van, just pull up to her, let her know that you deserve a 20% discount because I said it, and she'll holler at us later, all right? And as always, I'm dedicated to respecting and protecting and defending all Black bodies, no matter the cost, no matter the gains or loss. This is the home of Black Lives Matter and Justice or Else. And Jody, we're doing this for the activist culture and the protest community because we needed a space where we could speak truth to power without having to compromise ourselves. So this is the place. This is what we do. But what I want to do right now, I want to get to our mission statement and guiding principles. So I'm going to throw it to you to give your intro. Then we'll get our mission statement, guiding principles. And we got a dynamite guest today. We're leveling up, man. Even though this is the last four shows?
Last four shows of the year.
All right. So,
saying
man.
Goodbye to 2025.
We're ending better than we started. And this is our 11th year.
Yep.
I didn't say that earlier, but we'll get into that later on.
As of last week. See, he just abruptly stopped there, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, everybody? Jody J. Silver's child of the system, better known as Spoken Truth, the treasurer of this wonderful organization that has been going a decade plus through one form or another, through one meeting room or location or march or protest or die-in, public forum, award ceremony, movie ceremony. We have truly done as much as we can to our community by being, or at least trying to be, good civil servants and provide for our community, not have our community provide for us. We are not a nonprofit, as many people have asked us over the years, but we do have a nonprofit that is now attached to what we do in the aspects of building out versus, always being at something.
So just in case y'all thought that we were.
Right? We're not doing
all right, okay, all right, Jody. All right, man. You're trying to mess up my bag. All right, we just started the show, but it's all good.
So this is also for the end of the show. We are not technically doing a Giving Tuesday, but if you would like to support us in Giving Tuesday, we do have a nonprofit for that. And you can speak to Brother Washington. He could tell you all about it, but that's not what this show is here. Is for as you read our backboard and see the satire of what we've been through in the past decade before it was 2020 and everybody kind of woke up and was like, oh, this is happening,
too late now.
Them people that was on the corner 5 years ago doing all the marches and protests, they was right.
Too late now.
As we see in this regime, whatever you want to call it. The first year, we've already had massive shutdowns, layoffs, homeless people dying outside, war with countries we have no business messing with, and all of that good stuff. But in terms of activism, you learn over the process and over the time to make things short, to accessible to everybody, to teach people how to talk to their senators and their representatives and how to push their buttons, how to show up at their door if you need to. And that is the purpose of this, because they are beholden to us, we the people.
That's right.
Us feed billionaires and build galas and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so how do you get here after 11 years, after seeing all the worst parts of humanity, seeing the best parts of humanity, seeing, the people who you may only meet at one march or protest, and then they're online forever telling you about all this amazing stuff they do, and you try and support it, or sometimes you can, or sometimes you're like, whoa, okay now. But that is the life of this. You start with a mission statement.
And we have our guiding principles,
which are like the walls and foundation, that when you join something, you want to know at least somebody in charge, or we don't
and what it is.
Yeah, what's going on?
With.
What you're like when you come into our studio, you already know. There's no like, oh, do y'all? Oh, you do,
no.
and that's
or we don't,
or we don't. Me being the treasurer for a lot of the years, the people's like, oh, the money comes. No, I'm also an author, an illustrator, a producer, a city official, and all that stuff. And I feel as a responsibility, just like with anything else, you pay your dues. So, I chip in where I can. So the person that supports this the most, which most people, because I don't like talking about it, is me or Brother Washington. He be out there in the streets, like giving out papers and taking donations sometimes. Like, it is a work of love and labor, not profit and fame. For anybody out there moving into next year.
I like how you said that. All right. Okay. All right.
For anybody out there moving into next year, and who knows what's going to happen when the weather breaks, because it's snowy outside right now for most of the country, thank goodness. But here is our mission statement and what we take with us in responsibilities to courtrooms and political offices or fundraising parties or protest. So that way nobody gets our image confused with somebody who may just want to extort you for justice.
Okay.
We are the Community Solidarity Response Network of Toledo, formed on November 25th, 2014, the day after it was announced that the killer, a Ferguson, Missouri police officer of Michael Brown, an unarmed teenager, would not be indicted. We bring awareness to the injustices experienced by Black men, women, and children who are disproportionately murdered, attacked, provoked, and harassed by law enforcement. Police brutality has to end. We bring awareness to the fact that most often, police brutality goes without consequence and accountability. Police impunity has to end. We utilize the tactics of protest, civil disobedience, event disruption, and citizen advocacy to give voice to those who are otherwise voiceless. We facilitate progressive, community-based events that help foster self-development, and we discuss measures to hold local leadership accountable to their sworn duties, be they politician, clergy, law enforcement, educators, etc., etc. We want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, yes, all, regardless of class, creed, or color. For all lives to matter, Black lives, yes, Black lives must matter. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
And hopefully right after this, we'll highlight a couple of our, I call them Black Lives Matter moments over the last 11 years.
The accolades that we've done.
Some of the things that, stood out to you, because this is grassroots, is decentralized. So those types of things sometimes don't last long. And these are guiding principles. This is the glue that keeps all of us together and keep us from imploding. All Black lives matter, queer Black lives, trans Black lives, formerly and presently incarcerated Black lives, poor working class Black lives, wealthy Black lives, differently able Black lives, Black men and women lives, immigrant Black lives, Black elderly and children lives. All Black lives matter and are the creators of this space. We throw no one under the bus. We rise together. Ashe.
Ashe.
And Ashe means one who changes a thing or one who makes a thing happen. Thriving instead of surviving. Our vision is based on the world we want, not the one we're currently in. We seek to transform, not simply react. We want our people to thrive, not just exist. Think beyond the possible. Ashe.
Ashe.
Experimentation and innovation must be built into our work. Embrace the best tools, practices, and tactics, and leave those behind that no longer serve us. Ashe.
Ashe.
Evaluation and assessment must be built into our culture. Critical reflection must be a part of all of our work. We learn from our mistakes and our victories. Ashe.
Ashe.
Principal struggle can exist in a positive environment. We must be honest with one another by embracing direct, loving communication. Ashe.
Ashe.
Love, self-love is practiced in every element of all we do. Love and self-love must be a driver of our work and an indicator of our success. Without this principle and without healing, we will harm each other and undermine our movement. Ashe.
Ashe.
360-degree vision. We honor past struggles and wisdom from elders. The work we do today builds the foundations of movements of tomorrow. We consider our mark on future generations. Ashe.
Ashe.
Self-care means we build resilient spaces by budgeting time, energy, and resources for healing. Self-care is a regular, consistent, intentional, and essential practice. Ashe.
Ashe.
The most directly affected people are experts at their own lives and should be at the center of our movement and telling their stories directly. Ashe.
Ashe.
Training and leadership development should be fundamental. Our movement must constantly grow, and leadership must constantly multiply. Ashe.
Ashe.
Jody, before we take a break, because I wanted to put on our Voices Latinas commercial. That's our brother Tony Rios Jr. on the South Side. I want to just highlight a couple of things that's happened with CSRN, and I'll run through this quick. Our meeting space, having you involved, and I always say, Jody is one of those who could either check all of the above or none of the above, all right? We just don't necessarily put you in a box. So you got all of these people that we really don't put in a box. Where are we going to meet? So we started at Kent Branch, and we met there until they said, hey, thanks, but no thanks. You guys just can't meet here every week. So we went to Mott Branch, and they kind of told us the same thing. And it was difficult starting out and getting a stable space to meet. They allowed us to meet at the at our mosque. We met there for a few months, and then the space opened up at the Padua Center. I think we did the majority of our organizing
at the Padua Center.
At the Padua,
the unspeakable virus nobody talks about.
No, yeah. So when that happened, when we came back, we came back to the Padua. No, we came back at St. Martin de Porres.
We had a transition. So we were doing Studio B and C at undisclosed locations.
Yeah.
On our phone. We didn't, and that was before Zoom bombing. When we went to St. Martin de Porres, after we had found out about Zoom.
Okay.
Because we were just doing the lives from our phone. Or one of us from the account from the phone.
That was the struggle.
It was only like 5 minutes or so just to give a recap and stuff like that.
Man.
And to think it actually started out as just our end of minutes meetings.
Man.
For anybody that wasn't there, we would talk about what we talked about in the meeting, who came. It's like Robert's rules.
Yeah.
You type
without Robert.
Right.
All right.
Because we weren't saying, oh, this person right there had the idea to paint the bridge.
Right.
But we were saying things we went over our negotiation process and who would come in and stuff. And then it just kind of expanded to we can't meet with 20 people in the room. Where?
Right.
So we decided.
And 5 of them are feds. All right. Hey, man. All right. So, hey, look. And that's what I call a Black Lives Matter moment. Having a grassroots organization, decentralized. We don't have a headquarters.
Right.
We don't have anybody to send it up the chain and then wait 2 months for them to get back to us. And by that time,
we don't have to have the meeting for the meeting to have the meeting to discuss if we're going to do something.
no. And that's one of the things that I'm proud of the work that we've been able to do. And it's difficult because you gotta have to pay your own way.
Yeah.
Because whoever's paying you are gonna dictate how we do things and
No
what we say.
sponsorships and stuff like that. I've turned
Right.
down many, especially during the pandemic and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Things that came to our account that I was suspicious of.
That was a pay to play.
Some people took those suspicious things in their time, and now they're behind bars.
Okay.
That's all I'll say on that.
All
for
right,
me,
so
it was like we can't utilize these funds to do what we're doing. We're not looking for a building or to be the next SNCC or to be the next Black Panthers or NAA, because they don't call themselves AA no more. We are CSRN.
Yeah, and we're all of that. You know, we're all of that. Hey, look, let's take a short break, and we're going to come right back. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. We'll be right back.
Canal. En esta hermosísima ciudad de Orlando.
I'm here in Barranquilla, Colombia, and in sunny Miami. Daytona Beach, mis amigos, that's where we're at today.
Desde la ciudad de Cartagena, Colombia.
We are in Orlando right now, here in Florida.
I'm Helene Sheets, Director of Marketing and Communications at beautiful Lourdes University, and we've been a proud sponsor and supporter of Voces Latinas TV for over a decade. It has been a fantastic partnership. It's been our doorway into the Latino community. We've met so many incredible people, created so many partnerships. Our students absolutely love the connections we've made through Voces Latinas TV, and we're looking forward to at least another decade, 2 decades.
Bells will be ringing, the glad, glad news. Oh, what a Christmas to have the blues. My baby's gone, I have no friend to wish me greeting once again. Will be singing.
All right, we're back. This is the CSRN podcast, a week in review, and as always, a big shout out to Jody Summers. It's been 11 years that we've been organizing together, and later on you'll hear him with the 5 minutes of heat, creative expression in a revolutionary way. So big shout out to Jody Summers. He's everywhere at the same time. One of our CSRN traditions, whenever we have a special guest, we ask them who you are, what are they wearing, and what are we talking about. So, Jody, we're going to keep doing it the way that we've been doing it. So, who are you? What are you wearing today? And what are we talking about?
Yes. So my name is Channon Craig. You could find me on social media as Channon Withac or as Realtor Channon with the C. And I am a realtor with Howard Hanna, as well as a substitute teacher with Toledo Public Schools and also an Ohio State Notary Public.
Okay, all right. So normally, whenever we have a special guest on, we're going to scour your Facebook. All right, we want to see what you're about. Jody, I think that we may have first met you, I don't know, maybe it was last year at an Inglewood block watch meeting or community meeting. And I think you were speaking about home ownership. And we're like, Jody, we got to have her on. You know, this will just change the trajectory of what we do because, Shannon, most time people are waiting to hear us be angry or upset about something. But having you on just changes everything. All right. What is a realtor and how did you get involved in that?
Yeah, so as a realtor, I help people buy and sell homes. I got involved with it because I was an avid watcher of house hunters. And I was looking for something else to do. I had been running a daycare out of my home for years.
Oh, wow.
And I was kind of ready for a transition as far as career wise. However, I did not want to go back to school and pay those tremendous amounts of fees for loans. So I started looking up different trades, and being a realtor stuck out to me. So I took up some classes at Hondros College and passed my test the first time around, which they say most realtors do not pass their test the first time around.
I'm a horrible test taker. All right, man. I'm surprised I got the job that I've got now. Well, hope my boss ain't watching, but yeah, but it is what it is. So you passed it the first time.
Yeah. And I started selling homes. It's something that I enjoy doing, but my main mission is Black home ownership. I really feel like home ownership is a way to build generational wealth. And throughout the history of America, it has been something that we have been kept away from, with redlining, with discrimination when it comes to loans, with just the lack of knowledge that's given to us about home ownership. So I made that my mission.
Wow. Okay, with all the attention on entertainment and sports, it seems like Black home ownership takes a back seat to all of that. So why is it so important for you to be talking about Black home ownership?
Yeah. So, like I said, it creates generational wealth. When you purchase a home, your monthly mortgage is going to be a lot less than if you were renting that same home. You build equity in your home that you can pull out and use as you may need. You also have the opportunity to become a landlord yourself and make that income or that home become a rental income, as well as the profit that you can get from your home once you sell it. And overall, home ownership it's a better way of going about. We all need someplace to live.
Yeah.
So instead of paying someone else's mortgage or building someone else's equity or putting cash flow in someone else's pocket, I definitely encourage people to do that for themselves.
All right. So, and how long have you been doing this?
So I started in real estate in 2018. It was kind of on and off. I didn't have the support that I have now in order to keep going. But ever since 2022, I have been consistent with being a realtor.
All right. And I could bear witness to that because me and my wife, we bought our first home in, I think in 1999. If she's out there, she'll probably say, well, it was like the spring of 1999. Okay. All right. Get off my back. All right. So it is important. It is important. So some of your success stories, what type of pride do you see new homeowners have when they realize that without paying for rent, I can own my own house? What are some of those stories?
I mean, that's one of the biggest things. One of my favorite clients, her name is Tiara Newby.
Okay.
And she happens to be my cousin.
All right, Sierra.
She's one of my favorite clients because we probably looked at 100 homes. I'm not kidding. Before she was able to find one that really fit her family, her blended family at that. And it just the condition of the home, it just meant the world to her to be able to finally be able to purchase a home, and to be able to purchase that home before her oldest child graduated from high school. It was like a gift to him to finally be in his own home. So that's one of my success stories, and one of my favorite stories to tell.
All right, I'm putting up a image here. You got something coming up on the 7th.
Yes. Yeah, so that is for my listing, which is here in Inglewood. It's 929 Norwood. I have an open house this Sunday from 1 to 3. For anyone who is interested in purchasing this home, I definitely encourage you to come out and take a look at it in person. And also, if you have any questions, if you want to know anything about home ownership, that would be a great time as well for you to stop in and ask some questions, and get a card, and get some snacks.
And I'm telling you, I don't know if we were at stalker mode, but we were on your site, and you've got the open house coming up.
Yes.
And also, you said that you're a notary, or you've got a notary service. So that's on the screen. Could you explain, what a notary is, and why should we call you?
Yeah, so I am a mobile notary. I'm licensed. I can notarize any document in the state of Ohio. And one of the reasons why you should call me is because I'm available pretty much 24/7. Outside of conventional hours where, a bank might be closed, I'm available. And I also can come to you as well. So you don't even have to leave your home.
And what types of things would a person need a notary for?
Car titles. I do a lot of car titles when people are transferring or selling their car, divorce papers. I've done a notarization for a young lady who needed documentation to show that her child lived where her child lived so that they could go to a certain school. So just anything that might require a notary or a notarization, I can do that.
Okay. Now, last week we were finishing up our, I think we were either finishing up or just beginning it. And you had an event right here. And right, it was the same time, and it was food. I'm like, man, we could have canceled today. All right? We should have canceled, Jody, our podcast last week. So I see on the screen, this is what happened last week. It was LSC, the Inglewood Coalition. I don't want to call it Inglewood Coalition, but I can't see it. And Hope, was that Hope Toledo?
Hope Connections.
Hope Connections.
Yes.
All right. Who are these three organizations? And what was it that that brought this idea together to have a family dinner?
Yeah, so I hosted a family dinner back in September. It was a huge success. People were very grateful for it. Food was delicious, of course. And in light of the food stamp shortage, or the potential, everything that was going on with the food stamps, I had decided, along with Lincoln School Coalition and Hope Connections, to run it back and to do another family dinner. When I had did it in September, I had did it, by myself, with the Inglewood / Smith Park Proud. And so Hope Connections, Crystal Taylor with Hope Connections reached out to me, and she gave us some chicken for that event. And as far as this one, we came together underneath the Inglewood Collective.
Okay.
So the three organizations coming together as one and decided to do this again.
Man, okay. So, Jody and I know about bringing people together as a coalition to do something. So you got three
different organizations that came together. So together, collectively, we go under the Inglewood Collective.
Okay.
Because we are all different organizations within the Inglewood community.
Yeah.
And as I stated before, we're stronger together.
Wow.
So with us coming together as one, it really helps bring a sense of unity to the community. And I feel like we can go further as a collective group as opposed to being separate organizations.
All right. So we saw the news clip. I couldn't bring it on the screen. You had it shared on your page. So go to her page. It's Channon with a C, and that's what Withac is it's Channon with a C, and check that story out. I tried to get to online to Channel 13. I wanted to find the original clip and try to do something to have it, look really nice for you, but apparently that didn't happen. Are there any plans that this trio of organizations are planning to do some other successful things in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. Come the beginning of the year, we do plan on having more community meetings as well as more community events. We're looking at doing a Family Feud Inglewood style.
Oh, okay.
So, we would love for families to sign up. And just like how when you watch Family Feud with Steve Harvey, it's going to be the same thing with some prizes for the winners and things like that. I did a clothing drive this past May.
Mm-hmm.
So we do plan on doing another clothing drive in the spring, as well as some other events for the community. I personally would love to do like an Inglewood community festival, like the Old West End Festival or cookout or something along those lines in the summertime. So we've got some things in the works. But we would love to hear the ideas from the community, what they would like to see as well.
Well, I think that Inglewood is a name that you're starting to hear a lot more now. And a couple of years ago, when you say Inglewood, isn't that street near Reynolds and Hollinsville? No, it's a lot of things happening, and Inglewood is starting to get the credit for a lot of these things that's happening now. Next question: with all that you do, self-care is a big part of what we do here. Yes, we advocate for a lot of things that most people wouldn't want to, but we got to pull it in sometimes. So what is it that you do to bring some balance back to Channon?
Yeah, I take my Sabbath rest.
Okay. So when you say Sabbath rest,
Yes.
Explain.
Yeah.
All right.
So every Saturday, sun up to sundown, I rest. I read the Word, study the Word. I go to Bible study. I listen to praise and worship music, and I just take it slow. I'm not in a rush. I don't do any work. I don't take any calls for work. I'm not meeting anyone anywhere. If it doesn't have anything to do with me resting, relaxing, or reading scriptures, I'm not doing it until sundown. So that I feel like, Yah, which is what I call God, gave us those provisions in the Bible. And he said it from the beginning, 6 days we labor and on the seventh we rest. And I take that to heart.
Yeah, that's what's up. All right. Yeah. Oh man, that just killed it. All right, that just killed it right there. All right. Man, a big part of what we do is gratitude, being thankful. We try to bring a spiritual component to movement work, even though this is not a church, it's not a mosque or a temple. Jody's a Buddhist monk. Did I say priest? All right, I'm sorry. All right, yeah. Well, I can't get canceled from my old show. I'm Muslim, and we understand that, and that we just can't just show up angry all the time. There should be something that's greater than us that's going to center us. So I love that you said that, and I like your post too, because I know somebody was upset about, man, let's bring that post up again, because I should have liked it. If not, I'm gonna like it now. Yeah, let's bring that up. Yeah. Oh, if you wonder what I'm doing, we're on their page. Man. And I also wanted to comment. Oh yeah, you had Isaiah 56:2.
Yes.
Blessed is the man who does this, and the son of a man who holds it fast, who keeps the Sabbath, not profaning it, and keeps his hand from doing any evil. Man, family, this podcast is on today. All right. And something else I wanted to highlight, because I agree with this too. It says, no thanks. I do not praise paganism. I praise Yahweh. So that was regarding Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Now, of course, families get together, but you need to know why we're getting together, and maybe you could do it a little bit different. Anything in this country was established on bloodshed and deception. And you need to know this. It doesn't mean that I don't like it. I don't like you, but you deserve to know the truth.
Yes.
All right. And it's okay to know the truth. We grew up here, and we grew up under this system of traditions and culture. And at one point, we thought it was okay because we didn't know any better. Yeah. So after I start learning, I'm like, okay, well, maybe we're not shopping Black Friday this year. Maybe if we're gonna spend, let's spend with our own. Maybe instead of spend, let's call Channon up. Let's buy a damn house. How about that?
I like that.
How about that? All right, we buying everything else.
Yes.
So yeah, you can still celebrate, but celebrate with a twist. Let's reconcile some of our differences. Yes. If since we're coming together, all right, let's do that. Let's learn how to resolve our conflict better. All right, let's learn how to stop working and take a Sabbath. All right, look, take your Sabbath. Just commit that one day we're not going to do any evil. All right, I don't know what you're going to do tomorrow. Jody's going to get me for that, but hey, but commit at least a day to fast from wrongdoing, fast from lying, fast from being deceiving, fast from betrayal. And you might do it the next day too. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my spiritual journey, it started in 2018. I started YouTubing the history behind a lot of the holidays we celebrated. And so I was all adamant, like, no, kids, we're not doing it no more. I threw away all my Christmas decorations, and I was certain we're not going to do it anymore. For a couple of years, I didn't do it. But I was kind of going back and forth for a few years. And it was last October that my soon-to-be sister-in-law sat me down, and she had a heartfelt conversation with me about, a lot of the things that we've been taught to believe, a lot of the things we've been taught to praise and worship. And she was just saying, when you really read the Bible, it's not in there. It's not in there.
Look, and look, as a Muslim, we go straight to Jeremiah. And it talks about, how we've been cutting down the tree.
Yes.
How we decorated. How that was for the heathens. Well, it was for the pagans.
Yes.
And give the pagans back their stuff. All right.
Absolutely.
Here we are benefiting, and I've got I organized with the Multi-Faith Council, and this year we had a sister that was part of the pagan community, and yeah, you guys jacked all of this stuff and are benefiting from all of the pagan rituals, and the pagans are sitting there like, bro, that y'all culturally appropriated our stuff. Yeah. So I'm glad that you had what's it, your soon-to-be sister-in-law?
Yes.
Man, man, I love that.
Yes. Yeah. So she sat me down. We had a conversation. I was taken back because you grow up, you're taught one thing. I went to Christian and Catholic schools, an Episcopalian church. So I was certain that the way I was going about life was the right way.
Okay.
The very next day, I was singing in the choir at this time, and we went and I had to perform. I had already dedicated myself to perform, so I went on stage, and everything about it just felt wrong. It just felt wrong.
I got you.
And
I got you.
I decided at that moment to just kind of walk away from it and not look back.
Okay.
And I really started praying.
Okay.
Reading the Bible for myself, attending Bible studies on Saturdays.
All right.
And I really feel like my life has been so much more blessed since I've been awakened.
In all of my faith brothers and sisters, and I had a good talk with Robert Smith. He does a Testify Toledo podcast. He's Christian, I'm Muslim, and he started this podcast, and we were talking about some of those things as we grow into knowing. It doesn't mean that we're going to just stop on a dime, because we didn't get here overnight.
Right.
So there's some gradualization to where we're going. I'm not going to just teleport myself to knowledge and all knowing. I had to take some steps. So, congrats.
Thank you.
All right, congrats. Your babies are going to be, good.
Yeah.
You know, my children grew up learning what you learned, and they haven't missed a beat. You know, from day one. All right, we was on that Channon stuff. All right, from day one. You know, and they're better for it. No one likes to go through life not knowing, and it's okay for us. And lastly, before we ask you for your gratitude message, there's so many of us that are becoming aware, and it doesn't mean that we're going to be holy rollers or hate teachers or anti-Christian or anti-American. Family, we just grow it up. We grow it out of a lot of stuff. All right. Yeah, we're just growing up, and we're learning that a lot of these traditions are tied to a dollar.
They are.
You'd be hard pressed to find one of these holidays of our former slave masters and their children that doesn't involve you going to Walmart. All right, that should be a red flag right there. All right, that should be a red flag. And if you're going to buy something, let's spend our dollar with our own. Like I say, buy a house. Call Channon.
Yes.
And buy a house.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll start there. All right.
Yes.
All right. Lastly, man, thank you for coming by. All right. Gratitude is a big part of what we do. Could you give us 3 things that you're grateful for?
Absolutely. I'm grateful for Yah for calling me out and for putting me in the positions that he has.
Go ahead.
I am grateful for my fiance.
Oh, man, I don't know if she's going to show that ring because then we have to escort her.
I'll show it.
All right, we're at my branch library, and we walking her out. All right, so don't get no. Okay, what's his name?
Yes, so his name is Thomas Guns on
Facebook.
And he is with Worldwide Booking.
Okay.
He is a booking agent. So some of your favorite singers and actors and actresses, he has access to them to book him for all sorts of events. Like this past summer at the R&B Park Jam, he booked Lance Gross for that. Okay. So ladies, you could thank my fiance for
really
bringing
important.
Mr. Lance Gross.
Should we know, Tony? Okay, all right. I'm like, why am I just knowing this? All right, man, that's beautiful. Thomas Guns.
Yes, on Facebook, Thomas Guns.
Thomas, brother, man, congrats for putting the ring on his sister's hand, for being serious and having that legal commitment to this sister. No one, I don't know, you can't buy a house without signing something.
Correct.
All right. That shows how serious you are. And family brothers, we need to be serious about our relationships. How serious? I'm going to sign my name and I'm committed to this.
Absolutely.
That I just can't bail out anytime. All right. Just because, or whatever. Yeah. Oh, do you know the date yet?
We do, but he wants to announce it, so I'm gonna let him announce it.
All right, Thomas, we're gonna let you do that. All right, I'm gonna back out of that one right there. All right, man.
But the last thing I'm grateful for are my children. Oh, that's good. I have 4, 2 boys, 2 girls, 18, 15, 12, and 2. And I am so grateful for them. They mean the world to me, and everything I do it for them. And their little dog too.
Okay. Man, that's beautiful. Would you be willing to come back and talk about some of the things that the Inglewood Collective is doing, and if there's a way that that we could share the post or whatever you're doing on our page? A lot of people like what we do, and if you like our activism work, you can buy a house too. All right, you can buy a house, have a house to go to after the protest. All right, man, how baller is that? All right. Go to your own house after the protest. And so you will be willing to come back?
Absolutely. I'd love to come back.
All right. Hey, family, we're going to come right back. We got Jody Summers and the community updates. We got 5 minutes of heat. This is the CSRN podcast, a week in review. We'll be right back.
Pathway Incorporated Brothers United program believes that children are important. Every day we support and advocate for fathers because when children have involved fathers, the whole community thrives. The fathers that come into the Brothers United program are mostly young fathers who are primarily gang members or drug dealers or those involved in lots of trauma from the time when they were youth until now. This program has fatherhood classes which teach you about your role as a father, the importance of being a father, healthy relationships, how to co-parent and work better together with your co-parent, and then economic stability, how to get a job, how to keep a job. It is so important for fathers to learn to take care of their children holistically, not just emotionally, not just physically, but financially as well, because children need a holistic approach.
I really just needed help with really being a better father and looking for a job to be able to support my kids.
Some of the problems I was facing when I joined Brothers United was communication with my children. Had some time apart from each other for a while, so they gave me the tools to really get back in communication with them.
Fathers will come into our program with their heads down. 2 weeks later, their heads are up. 3 weeks later, they're laughing and talking. 4 weeks later, they're building a bond. And by the time we get to 8 weeks, they're saying, hey, we want to stay here. What can we do to stay connected?
It gave me a better perspective on how to look at things from other people's point of view. You know, sometimes us as men, we get caught up in being prideful and arrogant, thinking we don't need the help. We do. And we just have to put our pride, selfishness, and arrogance to the side. And when the help is there, take it.
Hope plays the most important role in everything that we do because we have to have hope. We have to remember that fathers are important, and we have to not only say it, but we have to live it, we have to breathe it, we have to do it, we have to convey it to everyone.
Let's get a BU Nation on 3, fellas. 1, 2, 3. BU Nation!
The dads give us hope. The dads supply for us on the days when it gets hard. On the days when we've seen more violence than we ever want to see. On the days when we've lost some dads to jail or to murder, they give us hope. And so the hope that lives can change, if you invest in them, if you believe in them, then lives can change.
Brothers United changed my life, let's say, because of where I come from, what I've been through. I learned to understand it is help out there. Don't be scared to ask for it. If you don't reach, you can't grab. That's it.
They made me more employable, more desirable by employers, which in turn helped me provide for my family and provide for my children and my grandchild. So it makes me a better man, a better father, and a better example.
It showed me like how to be better to my kids, so I went and got custody of my son. My son been with me for a couple months now. So this showed me how to be a better parent all around, just a better man, period.
Initially, I didn't know that it could change men's lives. I didn't know that fathers could change. But it's amazing to me when fathers come back a year later, 2 years later, and tell us thank you. Or they'll make a Facebook post and say, look at what I'm doing now. It's amazing to me about the level of work that we've been able to do and the lives that we've changed in just a short period of time. And the fathers who come back and say, thank you, I needed you, and you were there.
And shout out to Brothers United, man.
Now you can get the same uncompromising truth you've come to expect from the Final Call newspaper on all your connected devices. Subscribe to the Final Call digital edition today. Go to subscribe.finalcalldigital.com.
All right. Well, we're back. All right. Family, I had to pause us coming back because Jody was talking that talk again, and I didn't want to have him more talking that talk. Yeah. But
Okay,
all right.
that's my sound.
All right. Hey, listen, it is 7:00. We're going to wrap this up. Not real quick, but we're going to wrap this up. This is the CSRN podcast, so we can review. Big shout out to Channon, the realtor, Channon with a C. Follow her on Facebook. It's Channon, and her last name is spelled with a C. You might call her Withac, but it's Channon with a C. Man, it's like, uh, tell me you're black without telling me you're black. All right, Channon with a C. All right, that's what's up. Family, what I wanted to do before we get into 5 minutes of heat, I'm glad that we got this week's edition of the Final Call newspaper. We get the Final Call newspaper delivered in Toledo every week. Shout out to the Nation of Islam and the trucking system that we have that delivers our newspaper, or really it's your newspaper, the best newspaper internationally, nationally, locally. And this week's edition is regarding the passing of Imam Jamil Al-Amin, remembering the life and sacrifices of the revolutionary freedom fighter and political prisoner, formerly known as H. Rap Brown. What I want to do, I want to highlight, and we're going to leave some at the library too, at Mott
Yes,
Brent's
we
library.
always do.
We're going to leave at least 30 copies. So tomorrow, make sure you get those copies in. I'll leave a few of the copies of Mother Khadijah Farrakhan. She had her 90th birth anniversary on Saturday, and we're going to leave some of those final calls here. This is from the Minister Louis Farrakhan, National Representative of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. And it reads, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent and Merciful, to friends, family, and followers of Imam Jamil Al-Amin, Minister Farrakhan said, I was in a state of shock to hear of the passing of my brother, Imam Jamil Al-Amin, formerly known as H. Rap Brown. We have lost a great friend and brother. Our condolences and sympathies go out to all of his family, friends, and all of us who feel the pain of his loss. When he was known as H. Rap Brown, though many may say he was a great civil rights leader, but if that is so, he is and will remain the greatest revolutionary in the civil rights movement. And from that status, he accepted Islam and became a great soldier in the army of Allah. A brother dedicated to spreading Islam and being a champion of its cause. I know that he was feared by our enslavers and could not rest in their fear of him until they were able to take him out of the public by placing him in prison, including the Supermax prison, for over a decade. But whenever he was remained a devout Muslim and now is known as a great unshakable follower of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He is among those who have been falsely accused of murdering a police officer, but he was never a criminal in our eyes, and he died a fierce, uncompromising brother. We in the Nation of Islam will always revere him and keep him in our honor as an ancestor, inspiring us to continue in the struggle until every one of our people and all of those unjustly imprisoned will be set free. May Allah grant him protection and have mercy on him. May the historians write the truth concerning this wonderful brother. May Allah's peace surround his wife, sons, and grant peace to all who stand for justice and righteousness. I am your brother and servant, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, servant to the lost found nation of Islam in the West. So much love and respect for our brother. And as we close this part out, during Kwanzaa, we have what we call the libation, and we mention those who have passed on. We don't look at them as dying. They live in us, yet we don't know. So during that time, we'll mention H. Rap Brown or Imam Jamil Al-Amin, and we'll say Ashe, one who changes a thing and one who makes a thing happen. So join us this year at Kwanzaa. That's going to start December 26th through January 1st. The first day is Umoja, which means unity. And that's the day that I set it off myself. Jody, you're going to be our creative expression this year.
I'll be there for creative expression and probably the last vending of the year. What time?
Doors open at 5.
Doors open at 5.
Doors open at 5, and I always get it cranked. I always get it started.
I got videos.
So join us. And as always, Kwanzaa is an African American celebration or Black celebration. It's not political, so we're not towing the Democratic Party or the Republican parties or Green.
Religious or
we're not doing that. We're not asking anybody to join my church or join my mosque. It's none of that. It's just us celebrating principles of unity, self-determination, cooperative economics, collective work and responsibility, creativity, purpose, and the last one is faith. So come out, join us December 26th through January 1st. And big shout out to the Frederick Douglass Community Center for hosting us again for those 7 days. Jody.
That'll be my last performance of the year.
It's 7:05. We got to get out of here because I know they'll be flicking that light on and off. All right.
Well, this is the update part of the show. I ain't get no introduction or anything, but that's okay.
Come on, we're short on time. You saw how much time Channon took. She took your time.
Also, while I was in the green room drinking all the Vernors and stuff like that,
That's
I heard the name Thomas Guns
being
mentioned. Did. So since we are doing a recap of the last 11 years and stuff, and since me writing books and traveling the world and being in films and starting organization started 11 years ago, a little piece of nostalgic history for those out there that may want to try and search my page. Although, as I'm noticing, the algorithm has changed some things, how you look up stuff. You can't actually look up posts.
True.
It's either people or marketplace. And maybe it's just on my phone or not, because I was trying to look up an old poem and I was like, well, my poem isn't a person, place, or thing. But anyway, so when I very first started and everything, there's a friend of ours named Jasmine outside the door saying, hey.
All right.
She does Skinny Heels. Anyway, look her up, Jasmine. So when I first started, I hadn't hosted a show, and I can give him credit to the first show I ever hosted as an entertainer. Nobody knew who I was. I think I had like 3 poems at the time, and the event was 6 hours.
That's a long event. What the heck? I was going to say, what the hell? Is that what kids say? All right, okay, come on. All right.
I think the word back there you was looking for was crunk.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so that was my very first introduction. I don't even think I had the name Spoken Truth yet. It was still Child of the System. So, it was like, well, I guess if you're going to do this in entertainment, I jumped into the deep end, sharks and stuff. I remember vaguely, like one of the pieces I was trying to do, the band was doing their timing behind me, and I'm like, like now I can control that.
Right.
But that was my first time, and I was like, I think there's probably some videos online, but you could see me like really wanting to stop reading, but I didn't. So now that I've performed at the Huntington Center in Japan and Paris and places like that.
You ain't got a name drop on me like that, all right? That's all good.
I do plan on doing New York again, maybe before the end of this month, going on the New Year weekend, because I've missed y'all. If some of you are out there listening and stuff like that, I've gotten to perform a lot of places and everything. So Thomas Guns has the credit for giving my first hosting gig in the far deep end of 6 hours with 3 poems and trying to remember who these other acts were. But I think we did good. It was a good fundraiser. I believe it was Taylor out there, like before Taylor was Taylor Kia and stuff like that. And
all right.
We had a raffle for a car. It was some stuff. But
6 hours though.
6 hours.
Y'all could have built the car.
I mean, hey, I give myself, I'm not a Montrese or anything like that, because I heard the Hungry Black Man was looking for some hosts and stuff. I don't really host like that. I've done open mics and some other stuff, but I'm not your Country or Montrese or Michelle Williams, I believe it was, that helped host with me at the Huntington Center. But I'm not them, but, I can give some good hosting if
Right,
necessary.
right. If we had to.
Yeah.
All right.
So just some updates. Also, happy holidays to those that celebrated, or Family Day, or Turkey Day,
Okay.
or me and my sister. Actually, we went to one of our coworkers' house, but we had started a tradition since it was just us and stuff like that. We went to Golden Corral. One year we had found some guy that knew our mom from like 20 years ago. And again, I don't celebrate holidays. I believe I celebrate every day. That I'm given life and breath to breathe and inspire people. But there are certain constructs and stuff where you can see your family. So I utilize that day off to see my family, be with friends, even just meditate.
Yeah.
I spent a decade homeless, traveling and stuff. So holidays were really out of the question for me. But I still found a way to give myself a moment to understand, because when you have that many people or energies or whatever you want to call it coming together for something good, you should accept it and be happy for the moment you're not in complete chaos. But
Okay.
so happy holidays out there, everybody. Last Tuesday, of course, we had Shannon's thing going on next door to us. There's some pictures. I believe I posted them on the page.
Yeah, you
I have to
did.
get more accurate. We're posting things on the page. There was also the open mic night at Black Kite Coffee. A good friend, supporter of ours and everything. They're doing monthly open mics and stuff for musicians and poets and dancers. There was the writers writing workshop. That's What's Love Got to Do It at Toledo Heights Library. Shout out to Joni McKintry, our poet laureate, which more shameless plugs. In 2 weeks, I will be doing my last feature of the year at the Attic for Uncloistered. Mike Hackney and another person, I'll be sharing a flyer again, will be there. Unfortunately, One Single Rose had other engagements to be at, or something came up. So it'd be me and 2 other people for that event for Uncloistered. Wednesday, November 26th, the East River Gallery had its closing party. Shout out to Contron, shout out to Chris, shout out to Stokely, who has been at that gallery for a couple of years now. And I was there from the beginning, the grand opening, there to the end. They're moving to a new location that'll be downtown, and probably having to rebrand because they won't be East River Gallery, since they won't be on the east side. And it was sad losing the only art gallery they had over there, but problems between building management and other stuff that's going on in Toledo helped them to ease transition to something else where they'll have double the space. I think it's actually, if you're that old and you're from Toledo, I remember it vaguely. One of the best memories was Woolworth, where you would actually come into the store and go downstairs. It's downtown in the Spencer building. It's going to be in that building. Spoilers, but he's got some announcements for some rebranding and stuff.
I remember
wish
that.
him all the best. I saw he just did like a 10-foot by 30-foot mural in somebody's place. So I think he's good. Him and Dean Davis and the people that are putting beautiful things around the city and stuff. December 1st, there was the Blessings of Diversity at the Hindu Temple of Toledo. And that's all the stuff that I have for back then. There are some things coming up this week if you would like to know about them for events and stuff. This Saturday, I know definitely there's some things, so I'm going to try and run through this a little bit quickly so we can get to the 5 minutes of heat, which is a really good piece that I'm going to enjoy reading. So this week we have, the Pillars of Strength, Fatherhood, Legacy, and clicking on it now, and Leadership. So this event is by Anton Parks and Crime Survivors for Safety and Justice. One of the organizations I work with. We went to DC last year and brought back $1.5 million for domestic violence and spoke to senators, changed a whole bunch of laws and stuff. So this will be December 6th. Unfortunately, again, I'm out of commission this weekend. It's open to close at the good old Toledo Museum of Art. But if you could make it, it's at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. December 6th at the Toledo Lucas County Public Library. This is going to be the main library as far as I'm seeing from this flyer. If you got any questions, go look up the event on Facebook or contact Anton Parks and he could give you more information about that. This Saturday at 11 a.m. is the 14th annual Christmas Bazaar. That's Danetta Carter, the social butterfly. Actually, she's right now with Deborah Sue, who's doing the Tuesday show because she is normally on Thursday. So shout out to Deborah Sue's podcast. She's talking about that over there. That's going to be at St. Clement's Hall from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Good small piece of history since we're doing all that. That was my first pop-up when I had arts and books. When I did my first book signing was there. So Danetta is a good friend of the show and the community. For everybody that does pop-ups and stuff right now, she was doing it before it was trendy.
That's true.
This is her 14th annual one, so you can come out to support. I implore you to. This Saturday at 8 p.m. is the Feed the Beat at Frankie's. This is a fundraiser for ARC and Havoc and other organizations. Donations are going to the Toledo's Food Bank. So if you stop out to that, those are going to be some artists and everything playing. This Sunday is the 3rd annual Respect the Mic Family Sundays at Respect Your Crown. That is Sunkiss Ra, or if you know us by our second Wednesdays, Respect the Mic. That is this Sunday, 7 p.m. Doors open at December 7th. So it's got on there 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. I will contact Sunkiss or C just in case, because there is saying 4 to 7, but the flyer and the event has on it 7 to 10. So contact her. I know she's put up a couple posts about it. If you can RSVP, that would be awesome. So they know everybody that's going to be there. And then we have, so that's everything until we come back. Next week, there is going to be some stuff, some magazine launches, of course, Uncloistered, Emo Night, and everything. But we'll talk about that next week when we come back.
All right. And before we get to 5 minutes of heat, if you like what we're doing, and you should like what we're doing, and if you want to support us, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, listen to us on Spotify, follow us on YouTube, hit that like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way, whenever there's a CSRN podcast or weekend review, you'll be the first one to find out. And as soon as Jody gets over we're going to post on X, formerly known as Twitter. We'll be on Elon's.
But it is Giving Tuesday. So even if you see this show, let's say a week from now, a month from now, because we are not a nonprofit, but if you did want to give to a nonprofit and get the tax write-off, contact Brother Washington.
Contact me. We'll make it happen. Right.
DAN stands for
Direct Action Now.
That is the nonprofit arm of CSRN. But if you wanted to give to a kind-hearted grassroots nonprofit organization, you're more than welcome to hit up our PayPal and see it in our
PayPal and Cash App. The Cash App is, can I get this part? I've been waiting all night to do this part, all right? If you want to support us, you can support us via Cash App. That's the cash tag, CSRN419 or CSRN Toledo 419, just what it says on the screen. It's what it says on the screen, Jody. PayPal is CSRN419. We do have our Black Lives Matter signs. We got a couple of them right here in the studio. If you make it here, well, give us a call. We'll have Jody sign one. Yeah. We have our Defund the Police signs. We've got maybe 10 or 12 of those left. All right, I've got one in the studio. He'll sign that to $20 a sign. Be one of the first on your neighborhood, all right, to have both signs. We got both of them at Eden Garden right now.
Yep.
And hope to have some new ones for the spring. Jody, I think that's it. I think that's it. Man, I want to transition to what we call 5 minutes of heat. If you don't know what 5 minutes of heat is, here's what it is. When we were meeting in person, we wanted to end our meeting like we ended. We always ended with soul. So there's no gavel that we hit and say meeting adjourned. We don't
Robert's rules.
Oh, Robert's rule. No. Maybe Raheem's rule, but not Robert's. All right. And if you look if you're watching us, look in the lower right hand corner, and it has Channon with the C, Notary Services. Check her out. She's mobile. She'll come to you for whatever your notary needs are. All right. If you like CSRN, you're gonna love Channon with the C, Notary Service, and hit her up for a house too. All right. While you're at it, you can notarize that house that you're gonna buy for her. So one of the things that we did, instead of just adjourning the meeting, we wanted to know, is there anybody here that that can rap or have some spoken word or dance or whatever. Jody raised his hand. We're like, we really don't think that you can do that. All right. But he's proved us wrong on so many things. All right. So he's been our resident 5 Minutes of Heat contributor. And we got that name 5 Minutes of Heat from the old Houdini song, 5 Minutes of Funk. And everything that you see in back of us in our signs, we've taken everything that the Black struggle has offered and remixed it to fit the here and now. So Jody, what do we have for 5 Minutes of Heat today?
So as I was talking about, I used to go to my post and be able to type in something and it would tell you post. And that's how I used to organize all my poems and writings and stuff like that. And this is part of the 30 Days of Writing. It was published in 2019. So I think, that's the year where I actually did all 30. And it was inspired by a concert that I went to in Detroit.
Okay.
For Valerie Vest. I can't remember. Okay. But she's on my friends list. She got
all right. Okay. We'll check her out too. All right.
One of the things we did after we left the B&B, we went to the Heidelberg Project, which is art decoration, like by the block back thing in Detroit. So went there and there was this house that has you in like different shapes, different colors, twisted all around and stuff like that. And it actually kind of fit my art style as it is at the time. Again, hoodie. I never described myself, but y'all done seen enough of the hoodies and the hats. I think I might change the hoodie for this upcoming season. But this poem is called You, and it's a gratitude poem. So in honor of being great for everything and the last month of the year, and I hope you're doing prosperous out there. And so let's begin. Peace. You. Do you see it? Right there, off in the distance. That's you. Your destiny unfolding right before your very eyes. If you keep your head out of the screen long enough, I promise you, yes, promise you, you'll see it. The footsteps of everyone that believed in you and kept your path moving forward. Pitfalls and deep dark holes you never thought you would make it out of. But I promise you, it's there. Every time you pull yourself out of a chasm and reach across the universe of possibilities, you will find yourself. You create volumes of history, leaving libraries of information across countless people you encounter. Although many will doubt your own personal manifestation, you only have to be true to yourself. Do you see it? Right there, a life unlike anyone else's. In peace.
And as always, we snap our fingers. Jody, mad respect, brother. For 11 years, we've been doing this. We've been through some good times. We've been through some serious challenges, and we don't look like what we've been through. All right.
I'm so glad.
But you should see the other guy. All right.
Yeah.
Man, and these are last 11 years of being able to do something that I haven't seen any group do. From having our Toledo accountability rally on the 30th of May in 2020. And that was the same year that we had the Lucas County Sheriff's Forum.
Yeah.
All right.
Same year we had that. Same year we had the Black Lives Matter Awards where we did all the boxes.
Yeah,
and
so
the copyrights still keep coming from the music videos we were doing in between.
All right.
Because of the pandemic and all that stuff. It's been a lot, giving out awards to people because we did not feel the 20 under 40 or other acknowledgement tropes in our city were utilizing grassroots people. So we went out and found them ourselves.
Do it ourselves. And why should they do something for us that we could do for ourselves?
Yeah.
Shame on us.
Got the awards. I think we gave out wooden.
We had some statues.
Mask one day.
Yeah, we gave out a key to the city.
Gave out keys to the city, one year. Gave out glass fists. That was the year of the box and stuff, and artwork and everything. We've given out scholarships to young youth that were, not seen in the community and didn't qualify for whatever test and stuff like that. So we have done a lot out of the marching and protesting and stuff. We've actually given back to our communities, networking with organizations like I Have Crave and stuff to do food drives and coat drives and stuff like that. So I think we've made enough marks. Every single newspaper in the city.
And we plan on doing more.
So much more.
Yep. But as always, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter. And Black lives can't matter until all Black lives matter. Justice or else?